athletics and you're training, you learn to do what some weightlifting coaches call supersets. And they want you to feel that burning sensation in the muscle that's being worked. That burning sensation is actually when lactic acid kicks in, and it feels like it's burning to your brain. But what's happening, the reason why it hurts, is you're now exercising the muscle, say my bicep, to the point that there's no more oxygen in there. And the lactic acid is burning because you've depleted the oxygen. When that happens, you're literally tearing the muscle apart. So when you're weight training, you're actually breaking up a muscle with the idea that when you rest, which is why you don't work the same body part every day, but maybe every other, or give it 2 days rest, then the muscle will come back stronger. The same logic applies here. The reason why my breath can be extremely long, both inhalation and exhalation, is when you can relax your whole body, even your internal organs, to become deeply calm, then those organs and muscles are no longer having to use the oxygen to support itself. So my breath becomes very long as a function of the depth of your internal and external calmness. So people make a mistake trying to meditate or do breathing and make long breaths. The length will come as a result of your ability to deeply relax yourself inside. So let's do some breathing together with this idea of just checking some very basic things. So you're sitting up straight, the slack is out of your back, and I'll clap to indicate the change of breaths. So we're going to inhale through our nose. Okay, ready? Inhale. Okay, that's good. Very good. I want you to notice some things. When you inhale, as I look around the room, I see different people inhaling like this. Okay, what's wrong with that?
Too fast.
Too fast. And what else?
Your posture changing.
Yeah, your posture changes. Notice that I'm kind of giving the impression that everything's coming up. Okay, when that happens, when you're inhaling, if your shoulders come up, if you're kind of going, you know what's happening? Your diaphragm is also coming up. And if your diaphragm comes up while you're inhaling, guess what's happening? You're decreasing the surface area of your lungs. You need to be, this idea of centering that I taught you in the beginning, you need to be ruthlessly careful about keeping your mind down here. So that when you inhale, actually my diaphragm falls like this. I almost feel like my belly is coming out. Because when my diaphragm falls, the surface area of my lungs increases. And when I exhale then is when naturally my diaphragm comes up to expel all of the air out. You know, most of us only breathe with about 25% to 33% of the capacity of our lungs. And no one's taught us basic breathing. If breathing is so critical, why is it we don't teach people how to breathe well with the full capacity of their lungs? Or how breathing can be so relaxing when you're under stress. And you know you're under stress. Many people say, oh, I'm under so much stress and I know it. What they don't know is, what do I do about it? So the first thing you can do, just from leaving this short time together, is when you're under stress, realize how everything tends to come up. And if you just recognize, okay, I know I'm under stress, I know I've got so much going on, and then you just think, just let your mind fall to this place. Suddenly your whole face changes, your outlook changes. It's like, wow, I can do something about this. And then maybe some short breathing exercises. People say, I don't have time to breathe. I say, I don't buy it. Because if you weren't breathing, you know, then you'd really have no time. Okay? So, as simple as this. Every day, when you wake up in the morning, it's a wonderful time to do it early in the morning. It's before you even get up. Just kind of pull to the side of your bed, because maybe the bed is at the right height for this nice experience. And if you start your day with maybe just 3 deep breaths, and you realize, you know, now I'm walking into the bathroom and I just kind of feel like, wow, that was nice, that was pleasant. And then tomorrow you might try 4 breaths. And then the next day, 5. And pretty soon you may work up to doing 50, 60 minutes of breathing early in the morning. And then you say, oh, I don't have time for that. Well, you know, if you normally get up at 6, you could get up at 5:30 and you just bought yourself 30 minutes. Because that calmness, that rest that you're going to get from breathing is going to be much more conducive to your health and well-being than, for example, maybe you slept for 8 hours, but you wake up exhausted. Why? Because you had nightmares, you had all kinds of dreams, and the stress of daily life was carrying over into your dream life, and you were waking up actually not feeling rested. But if you take that 10 minutes, 20 minutes to do the breathing, it can make a world of difference. And then you're driving, someone just cut you off, you want to say something mean and nasty, it doesn't help, right? So recognize, I'm upper side again, and then just drop everything down. And just return to your breathing. You know, living in the present moment is very important. People say, what do you mean? That sounds very esoteric. It means knowing your in-breath is your in-breath, and your out-breath is your out-breath. If you can just focus on your breathing, it brings you right back to the present moment. Because you know what? The present is the only time you actually really have. The past is only your present memories. All the stress that you might carry with you about this problem and that problem, that person, well, that's a good one, that person who did all these things to me all my life. What you're doing is you're letting your memory basically get control of your ability for your mind and body to function together. So the past doesn't exist except in your present memory. And where's the future? Anyone who's interested in goal setting, achieving great things, even if it's, I just want to lose weight, or I want to exercise more, spend more time with the family. Well, when are you going to do all those things? Not in the future. The future doesn't exist. The future is only your present hopes, dreams, and ambitions. The only time where you can choose to make a difference in your life, to take more responsibility for your health, your wellness, and your stress, is in the present moment. At the computer.
Well, you should sit low or high.
Okay, he was asking me what kind of chair is it, the chair. I'd say it's not the chair, it's you. So, well, the basic that I said before, the chair should be, the height should be conducive to your legs being at right angles. But after that, I don't care about the back of the chair, if it's ergonomically whatever, because I recommend don't use the back of the chair. A stool would be just fine, because that's going to force you to sit forward, and we have a tendency to stare at the computer like this. So if you can, maybe you might have to check your glasses, maybe you need to increase your prescription. But the idea is every time you do this over time, you're causing all kinds of ill effects that in the nanosecond don't make a difference. But if you're sitting that way all the time, day after day, you know, you're carrying around this problem of poor posture. I really believe that most of us go through life unknowingly with our emergency brake on. Once you begin to understand the potential of living with your mind and body coordinated, all kinds of worlds of possibility open up. Because you're right now, you're not fighting against yourself. So many times I say, how many people does it take to have a conflict? And it actually begins with you, because you're not aware of how much you yourself are holding yourself back. Not because you've done anything wrong, but no one has ever explained a kind of education that's a body-mind education. We don't have that word in English, so I've kind of coined that phrase, body and mind, as one word. In Japanese, there's actually a word for it called shin-shin. It's even pronounced the same. The character for body is karada. The character for mind is kokoro. But when you put those two characters together and form a new compound word, body-mind, it's actually pronounced differently. It's a whole new word that we don't have in English. So all I'm saying is, it's very basic.